Greetings, thank you for lending an ear to the Voice of the Times for Saturday, December 11, 2021. For today's editorial, government should take tougher stand on Myanmar. Earlier this week, acting presidential spokesman Carlo Nograles shared the Philippine government's official position on the conviction and imprisonment of Myanmar's deposed leader Aung San Suu Kyi. To say that the comment was disappointing would be an understatement. It not only implicitly endorses what the rest of the Association of the Southeast Asian Nations or ASEAN community and the world views as an illegitimate coup by Myanmar's military, it contradicts earlier reasonable sentiments expressed by President Duterte himself about the need for constructive dialogue to end the Myanmar crisis. Asked about the sentencing of Suu Kyi during a press briefing on Tuesday, Nograles said, "Well, this is an internal matter and this is part of the Myanmar's domestic affairs, and so we would rather not comment on the domestic affairs and processes of a sovereign state." Suu Kyi was state councilor and de facto leader of the country before she was ousted by a military coup 10 months ago. Placed under house arrest, she was charged with numerous crimes, but was found guilty only of inciting public unrest and violating COVID-19 health regulations. The 76-year-old was initially sentenced to 4 years in prison, but the military court later reduced that to 2 years, an apparent SOP to widespread criticism against the military government's heavy-handedness. On one level, there is a certain consistency expressed in the government's view that the Suu Kyi case is an internal matter that should not be interfered by other countries. The Duterte administration has frequently inveighed against perceived meddling in the Philippine affairs, such as the unwanted attention of the International Criminal Court or ICC or that of the US Congress. It is a position that is not without some justification, but on the other hand, there is ample justification for not applying it to the situation in Myanmar. At the 39th ASEAN Summit at the end of October, President Duterte made it clear that the Philippines considers regional cooperation and engagement a priority. In his speech, he said the Philippines urges all parties in Myanmar to engage in constructive dialogue with ASEAN. We are, after all, an ASEAN family, and if we cannot trust each other and work together, then who can Myanmar trust and work with? That same summit, however, was opened with a clear signal to Myanmar's erstwhile military government that the regional bloc considers its ousting of the democratically elected leadership to be illegitimate. ASEAN refused to allow the junta's leader Senior General Min Aung Hlaing to attend the summit and instead invited Myanmar's senior diplomat Chan A holdover from the pre-coup government, to attend instead as a non-political representative. The junta, offended by the clear rebuke, instead boycotted the summit entirely. Therefore, the much stronger statement the Duterte government should make would not be inconsistent because it would not represent interference or judgment of a legitimate sovereign government's affairs. Duterte's statement at the summit reiterated the Philippines' commitment to working with the regional bloc, and ASEAN has declared Myanmar's military government illegitimate. Consistency in our government's view on Myanmar in that sense actually demands that the administration issue a much stronger statement than no comment. Building from President Duterte's call for constructive dialogue, the government should call upon Myanmar to immediately release Aung San Suu Kyi from what are clearly politically motivated charges and begin talks with the displaced civil government and resistance groups, with the assistance of ASEAN to restore peace and order in the country. After all, the claim that the coup was necessary to do exactly that was the fig leaf of respectability the junta tried to present to the rest of the world 10 months ago. The Philippines and its regional neighbors should hold them to that pledge. The government must reconsider its position and respond correctly. Allowing the current situation in Myanmar to continue and tacitly endorsing it with no comment harms the citizens of Myanmar, harms the ASEAN, and harms the interests and well-being of the not insignificant number of Filipinos investing and working in Myanmar. And that's the editorial for Saturday, December 11, 2021. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print. Subscribe to its digital edition or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and listen to the Voice of the Times.